Hey everyone, a while ago I did a retro Megazord wishlist video, talking about the kind of stuff I want to see more of in the future of the like the retro Megazord line. I thought I had a couple of them sitting around. Oh well, I must have put them up. Anyway, let's see. Last time I went through all the Saban era, Mighty Morphin through Wild Force, so now I'm going to cover the Disney seasons. And there's an interesting divide between the Saban era and the Disney era. One of the big changes was that during the Disney era, the Sentais that they were adapting would have a ton more Zords. In From Mighty Morphin to Wild Force, they had like some alternate Zords, but it wasn't like as overloaded as I feel like the Disney era kind of was. Also, in the Saban era, if they did get like a second Zord or a third Zord or some alternate form of the Zord, it was given a greater importance than it was in most of the Disney era seasons, especially later on. So I'm not gonna cover all the Zords. I'm just gonna cover like some of them. So starting off with Ninja Storm, of course you gotta have the main Megazord, and also it'd be kind of ironic if we didn't get the Lightning mode Megazord. Like, yeah, that's what they should have started the Lightning Collection with, is with the Lightning Mode Megazord. Let's see, and then we get the Thunder Ranger Zords there. They'd make cool toys. There was actually an action figure-sized one of this guy. Oh, and I do have a Lightning Mode Zord around somewhere, but the articulation isn't very good. The sculpting is... The paint on this one isn't very detailed. I don't know how much of a better job Hasbro could do. But, I don't know. If they actually paint it right, then, yeah, that could be a really cool one. And then the Samurai Star Megazord. Let's see, that would be a cool one. Then there's this crazy-looking thing here. That would be a cool one, too. I don't know the technical names for most of these, so, yeah, some of them I'll just call them like, oh, hey, look at that one. That's one of the other things. It gets harder and harder for me to remember the names of all the Zords, because I don't know, after a while they just kind of all bleed together and they feel the same to me. So for Dino Thunder, I don't know, I've never really been that big of a fan of this design. Like, I like it fine, it's just, just visually it's not particularly interesting to me. What I do find really cool, though, is the White Ranger's Zord. I think let's see, this was Dino Stegazord, I think. He was really, really cool looking. I love that one. Yeah, for the most part in Dino Thunder, we didn't have too many Zords, but we had like tons of different formations. Like they could pop the arms off and get different arms for the Megazord, and there was all these different formations and things. So yeah, that's really it for Dino Thunder. So next up is SPD. SPD, I'm not too familiar with the Zords. I haven't watched SPD in a long time, but yeah, there's the main Megazord. Then there's this guy, and that thing. I do have a little figure of that guy who came with like some kind of a playset or something. Oh, and then there's these guys. I like this guy. This guy looks cool. This one with a lot of the black there. He's cool looking. Let's see. And there's another Megazord Megazord for Power Rangers, not in this book. This is a Sentai book. The A-Squad Megazord. I would love to see a toy of the A-Squad Megazord. Let's see, I can't remember. In the Japanese version, it was actually kind of a Zord. Like, the bad guys in Deca Ranger and SPD, they both had, like, they would have the monster, and then instead of growing, they would jump into their own, like, Megazord. So it would work, I think. It had a cool look, and they've done all the A-Squad Rangers, so we need their Megazord to go along with them. So next up is Mystic Force. Mystic Force I freaking loved. Mystic Force had some of my favorite designs of like the whole series. So definitely one of the things I would want is the Mystic Titan Zords. They could do all of these probably like as Retro Megazord figures because they're all like kind of humanoid in appearance. The only weird thing would be the scale, because the Pink Ranger Zord was like way smaller than everybody else. Then we get the Titan Megazord there. And then, oh, the Solar Streak Megazord was really, really cool looking. I don't know what it was, I really like that design, plus being a train, it reminds me of the old Super Train Megazord. And then, down here we have this guy whose name I can't remember, and, is that Catastros there? Let's see. I don't know if they show a picture of it. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Korag, when he forms with Catastros to become with the Centaurus Wolf Megazord or something. I can't remember what it was called. But that would be a cool one. If they make a Korag, then they need to make a Catastros, and then have like a little opening so Korag can fit in it, and you can have the that Megazord. So the next is the Manticore Megazord. This is a really cool looking Zord. I have always really liked the design of this. I would love if they made a toy of this guy. Oh, and then this guy, Unistar or something? I can't remember what it was called, but it's a cool looking Megazord again. Oh, and then there's, let's see. There are these weird things that, like, pop up when they form the Megazord. I'm pretty sure they're in the, in Power Rangers, aren't they? I can't remember now if they like show up in stock footage or something. In Sentai, they don't really play a big part. They just kind of pop up, but they do look cool, so it'd be cool to have toys of them. And then Overdrive. I'm not really a big fan of the Overdrive Megazords, but there's the main one. I do kind of like the design, especially the head of it, because it kind of reminds me of the Lightspeed Super Train Megazord, the way it's shaped. And then we get just a crap ton of other Megazords from Overdrive that I don't really have any strong feelings about one way or the other. Like, if they make these, I'll buy them. But, yeah. I don't really have a big connection. I don't find them to be that cool looking. Like, it all depends on, if they make these things, then, like, it all depends on how well they're painted and, like, what the articulation is like. Do they come with any accessories? Is the box really cool? Is it, like, are they still going to be doing those VHS boxes in the future? Oh, and then that's it for this particular book. This only goes up to Bokanger. Or, well, there's a little section about Geki Ranger in the back, but anyway. So, Jungle Fury, I wrote it down here. The Jungle Pride Megazord. Gotta have that. It's the main Megazord. And then, Rhino Pride Megazord. That is a really cool looking Megazord. I remember seeing the toy of it and thinking it looks kind of like a Duel Masters or Yu-Gi-Oh creature. And then the Jungle Master Megazord is another one I would really love. For RPM, the High Octane Megazord, of course, it's the main Megazord, so you gotta have that. Let's see. I don't have any pictures of it right on hand. RPM had some cool Zords, although one of the cool things with RPM is most of the Zords just add on to the existing Megazord. I wonder if they would do, like, the RPM Ultra Zord and just, all the giant crazy stuff on it. The Paleo Max Megazord was really cool. I'd love to see a toy of that. Also, I'd love to see a re-release of the Paleo Max Rangers. I have all three of them now, but, I'd like to see Lightning Collection figures of those. Those would be really cool. They probably wouldn't do head sculpts, since, like, sometimes there's Rangers who actually have actors and they don't include a head sculpt. And then finally, the Road Attack Zord, I think would be a cool one, and yeah, that's it for Disney Megazords. I was looking up on Ranger Wiki the names of some of the Megazords. I can't really remember them that well, but I did find some interesting articles about, apparently there were some Megazords that were, like, toy exclusive, like back in Dino Thunder, there was a toy exclusive Megazord, and like NinjaCon, I think that would be a cool thing if they actually went back and produced new versions of these old toy exclusive things to, I don't know, give some validity to these things that in the past people looked at and they were like, why does this exist? Yeah, I'm not really a big Megazord guy. I don't have too many... Like, the Megazord fights in Power Rangers, back in Mighty Morphin, they were something I really liked. They were a big part of the show. But as the years went on, I found myself less and less interested in the Zord fights, and I don't know quite what it is, if it's just I don't really care for the design, or if it's because they usually just feel kind of tacked on to the end. Like, they have a story going, and then they just stop everything dead to have a battle scene, and then they go back to the story afterwards. Although there are times when I really like the Megazords, like in Ninja and Ninja Steel. I really love the design of the Zords in there. I would love to see toys of those, and I had fun with those Zord fights. I still felt like sometimes they stopped the story dead to go to those, but whatever. Anyway, I'll talk about that in another video. So that's it for this one. Disney era Zords. See ya.